I'm trying to...
Oh, okay.
Leave Dylan alone.
Okay.
Welcome back to Hey DM, guys. We're live again.
Okay.
It's me, Reese, your local happy friend DM. We've got Shin. We've got Baz.
Hi.
We've got Kizza. We've got Charlotte. And we have
on.
Havoc calling in.
No, come in.
Okay.
We will be joined later on by our guest from last week, Ellie. Currently, though, she is dealing with some stuff.
For fuck's sake, Jasper.
And we no longer have Jasper. That's fine. Sorry about that. We are up a little bit late today. Our apologies for that. We had a couple of technical difficulties. We had to get some stuff done quick. But we are up now, so we'll be going in 2 seconds here.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any announcements before we go?
We do. So, first off, we should have actually said this a while ago, but it's only, I think, this episode, because I had to set it up
Last time.
sometime this week, yeah. But, we have joined a group called ETNL. I think it stands for Eternal, but I could be wrong. It's a small community of gamers. I had what their description is, but they seem like a good group. That's all I got for them. Sorry. I may say something about them later, but I mean, if you want to follow them, check out all of the different gamers that have all of their stuff posted with ETNL. Definitely go check them out. We got rated by them a couple weeks ago on Twitch.
Yeah.
So that's how we found them out. So
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great people.
yeah, go check out ETNL. They're on Twitch, they're on Twitter, they're on... Oh my gosh.
Yonk.
Yonk.
Yonk just followed. Thank you for joining.
swear to God. Okay. Thanks for subscribing, Yeehonk. Inside jokes.
Alright, so go check out ETNL. They're on Twitch, they're on Twitter. They're on a lot of places. Today is International Tabletop Day, so that's fun. I only heard about that from Jason.
Hi.
So
I knew that. I just assumed you guys did too.
I didn't know that, so...
I knew it was at some point. I didn't know it was today.
Yonk says hi, Race.
Hello.
And it's also National Pay It Forward Day. Thanks to Facebook for reminding me of that. So, guys, if you ever want to pay it forward, you could pay it forward to us.
Oh my god, Danny.
Slick. Very slick.
Very.
I'm kidding. No, if you actually want to, donate to food banks and charities, today would be the day. I'm just reminding people of that.
Go be good people.
Yeah.
Be good people.
I already did mine. That was last night. It was great. Gave a $5 bill to an old man. He was so nice.
Charlotte,
No,
you don't give out $5 bills to old men.
No, he was the nicest.
Bless you.
Oh, my apologies.
Okay. And then
Reese is suddenly allergic to all of us.
and then I guess if you want to subscribe to our Twitch, our Twitter, our
YouTube.
Well, technically it's not subscribed on Twitch. It's follow right now.
Okay, follow, and our Instagram. I think that's all we have.
We have a Snapchat now.
We have
Hi,
a
I
Snapchat?
run that.
Yes, Jason is running a Snapchat for us because
It's Hey Dungeon Master,
I don't know.
but with no E at the end of Master.
Why not?
Because it didn't fit. So it's Hey Dungeon Master, but just goes MASTR.
Why didn't you just put Hey DM? Well, okay.
And this, ladies
It's
and gentlemen, is why Jason is not the brains of the operation.
You could probably change it, yeah?
no, Snapchats are final.
You could create a new one, though, yeah?
I like
Let's just
this
make a new one.
Well, I mean, you've had it for what, 2 days?
5. Not 5, 3.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, well, yeah, and I'll announce that one later. So, we're good. Don't chuck my phone. Thank
Put
you.
it down nicely.
Okay.
Alright, anything else? No, we're good to go.
I'm a mess, but that's
Ooh.
normal.
Okay. When we last
So when
left
I
off,
was 5 years old,
my gosh.
I love you.
When we last left off, you guys had arrived in the city of Kavili. You were traveling towards Somerset, and after that to the Everseen Tower. You were caught up in a bit of an altercation while acquiring a wagon, and the guard have been called. We left off just as Baz and Charlotte were caught in some sort of spell, magical plants. So at this point in time, I would like to ask initiative rolls from everyone to start us off.
I'm really worried about that elastic band that you're playing with, Jason. I swear it's gonna break.
I hate this dice.
Alec has added us as a friend on Snapchat.
Let's see.
Thanks, Alec.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, well I got a 4. I'm just gonna keep rolling this until I get a better roll, but I got a 4. What? Yeah, I know I'm gonna take a
Let's go.
Thanks.
Give me a fucking 4. Fuck my dice.
Don't eat the dice.
Make me sad.
Jason.
Roll for your initiative.
I did. I got 19.
Oh,
Fuck!
well, okay.
Fuck.
Wait, did we change this mature yet?
What?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck!
Oh,
Shit.
also our channel's
Go with
now
this one.
mature. Woo!
Yeah.
Shit,
Good
my
choice on
ass.
our end.
What?
Alright, we good?
I've
Yeah.
got an 8.
25 to 20? Wonderful. Okay. Let me just do some stuff here. Oh, shit. Okay. Fine.
Between these two.
Oh, quick thing I'd like to say. Our
Oh my God.
Snapchat Bitmoji is Baz Benham.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Can I see it?
Of course.
Okay.
I swear. Okay.
Oh my
thank-
gosh. Okay.
Thank Lord.
I'm the one who's managing it. I can do what I want.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna log into it.
19 to 15.
Oh, 19.
19 for Baz. And a 17 for Tadek.
Yes.
15 to 10.
11.
11.
Ooh.
Sharp.
It's one of my better initiative rolls. Shush.
10 to 5.
8.
An 8.
Oh.
What's your initiative modifier?
Plus 5.
Plus 5? Okay, so you'll go.
Well,
Well, because initiative goes by dexterity, and I have
Oh.
a plus 5 to dexterity.
I never worry. Like I like really don't like putting dex as like my highest. I don't know why. Just
As a rogue, it has
you
to
have
be my
below
highest
5?
stat.
I have,
Not to
with
mention
my
all of
initiative added, it's like
all
6.
of my weapons
Okay.
are
And then that's
finesse,
good.
so I have plus 5 to all my attacks
Okay,
and my damage.
well,
If it makes you
Yeah.
guys feel better, I rolled 3 nat 20s
Oh fuck.
in initiative.
what?
So y'all are fucked.
What does that even mean? Like
I'm rolling well.
Flipped.
Do they
It
guys-
means the first 3 people in initiative are all mine.
well, yeah.
Wonderful.
So we get to find out if we're just gonna be straight out attacked or not.
This is fun.
I mean, we will be.
So we had left off, the small girl had dismounted, yelled out for you to stop in the name of the guard, and then cast, as far as you can see, she'd cast some sort of, ensnaring spell around Baz and Charlotte. Are you Snapchatting right now?
Oh my God.
Alec is sending me things.
Well,
Guys!
You're in the middle of a game, Jason.
Sorry.
She cast out some ensnaring things. Is anyone going to respond to her? I will allow this as a free speech.
I'm tied up, right?
Yeah, you are currently, it's not all the way up the body, it's kind of wrapped around your legs and stuff to hold you in place, but you are currently stationary. You are considered grappled.
Hello, ma'am. I am Baz Benham Ben Quinn of the Ben Quinn Benham Ben Quinn Mining How are you? I forgot what my company is named.
Can I ask what this is for?
So the small girl steps forward and she looks about Charlotte's age.
Aren't you just adorable? Oh my gosh.
But you can see she is a high elf, so it's a toss-up. But you can tell that despite the fact that she is not in any of the kind of guards' uniforms, she doesn't bear any of the same like weapons or anything. They seem to be deferring to her first. She steps forward and she kind of gazes between you. She's still got the staff up in one hand and her other hand raised, and like it's at the ready and stuff. She says, "You are currently held accused of causing rabble in the streets and distress to the people. You are to be taken in to see the High Court's justice."
I'm sorry, we didn't mean to. We were having a debate on whether we wanted to go.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
You're talking about your next stop?
Yeah, our next stop
Your next stop is in Meadowhall.
in Meadowhall. But we're going to go and see if we want to go to Meadowhall. But my good friend.
I'm sorry. It was a misunderstanding on my part. I'm very sorry. We'll be taking our leave as soon as possible.
No, you won't.
I love her.
You will be facing the court's justice. There you may plead your case, and there it will be decided whether or not you should face consequences for your actions.
Okay.
Are you going to come peacefully, or are we going to do this the hard way?
Peacefully.
Hold on. I will come peacefully if you let the others go.
That is not an option.
Well then.
I will go peacefully, Charlotte. If you do any dumb shit, I swear to God. I swear to God.
I'm trying to make a decision.
I mean,
All we have to do is go talk to them. Why are we in the Brooklyn accent?
that's you. That's you, buddy.
Well, this is probably going to put us quite a bit behind.
Yeah, but
How long will this take?
It will take as long as needed to make sure that the proper justice is served.
it'll be like a few hours. Let's just go talk to them. If we're honest and truthful, then we'll get out quicker. Trust me, I was a little scowling in my days.
I look back at the others.
We're not there.
Tavik, you are... I don't know if you can see. You're over here. At the end of the street behind them, currently.
Oh, well.
Tavik's not involved in this.
Okay.
He wasn't there when there
Who
was
are
a
the
problem.
people
So
behind
he
us?
can't do anything.
The people behind you are Kiza, who's running off towards the alley,
If you
and
expose me.
Kurt Cobain.
I think they already know that Kiz is part of you.
Probably.
Like, part of the group. And they know
I'm still running.
they know about Shin, right?
Yeah, they'll have been informed about all 5 of you.
Or Tavik's not.
Tavik's there.
Never mind. No.
Yeah,
it's,
Kurt Cobain.
And I can hear all of this, right, from the alley?
Yeah.
Can I do a perception roll and size up these fools?
Sure.
I don't think fighting the guard is a good
15
idea.
Don't
Plus
fight the guard. Don't fight the guard.
5.
We don't
That's
have a
20.
way to sleep fast.
Okay. From what you can see, the conglomeration of the what seem to be guards, the town guards, behind, they don't look too much trouble. Like you've fought bigger, better monsters than them and stuff, and they'll put up a fight. But you could probably get through them. They look just like normal city guards. The one currently leading them, he looks a little bit harder. He seems to be a knight of some sort that you can't quite find the sigil that he would have to say what house he serves.
Okay.
The small child in front of you, you can't be sure. she definitely carries herself, and she has a bit of an air of magic around her that says she'll be more trouble. But she also is. She looks 12, so.
You also look
Oh, this is the one that's
powerful, so.
Can I just like bring out my pocket watch and like?
You're grappled.
You're grappled.
Yeah, I can't. Can I do anything?
You can. So a grappled creature's speed becomes 0. Okay, so you can't move. You can move around your body. You can still attack if they're within 5 feet. You just can't use your movement to move out of the block you're currently on.
Okay, I'm not.
Right?
I'm not.
It's wrapped around your legs. You can move stuff on your. You can move your arms and everything. Fine.
Okay, I just like bring out my pocket watch and I hold it, and it probably has like Istis's sigil, so I'm just like, please, we're on a mission. Please, we just need to hurry. Can I roll for persuasion or something?
My mother's dying.
Roll for persuasion, but do it with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
They're the same. 6 plus something. 6 plus 1. That's a 7.
7. Okay. She doesn't look phased. Like, she looks older than she does. Like, she's quite obviously 12-ish in appearance. But she definitely carries herself a lot older. And she just shakes her head and she says, "You may do as you wish if the court finds you innocent."
Okay,
Innocent of what? Are we getting charged for something? Could you tell us what we're getting charged for?
she already said
I wasn't
Yeah.
listening. Jason wasn't listening.
you guys were causing a ruckus.
We're getting charged for causing a ruckus.
You're getting
Yeah,
charged
sure.
for starting a fight in the middle of the street, causing ruckus to the people who live around, and potentially meaning harm to citizens.
Who do we slap?
You punched me in the dick and I stabbed you.
Yeah.
We're not citizens.
Yeah,
Except we
but
don't know
obviously the man who runs
we
the cart
got a
shop feels
shopkeeper,
kind of
bro.
threatened,
Oh,
right? Like, you guys aren't exactly, like, non-threatening.
Yeah.
You just fucking started brawling straight out
okay.
in the middle of the street, right? It's not...
I'm just trying to decide something.
I just like raise my hands. I'm just like,
Fuck.
well, a little, but also in like surrender, I guess.
I'll do the same. Except not instead of fuck, it's just like.
I'm just like, I swear, the day I've been having.
I mean, because I'm trying to
Where's my
decide.
dog got run over?
Because
Now
Shin
we're
doesn't
getting
have
arrested.
a record. At least as far as I know, Shin doesn't have a record.
Does Baz have a record? Probably.
Probably. They were probably like, stop, you're playing shitty music.
No, because Shin's willing to cooperate with the law if it'll save him from having a bad reputation later. Because having a good reputation makes it easier for him to get around. And it also depends on what you guys are doing. If you're all surrendering, he probably doesn't feel like he can quite make it out of the city alone.
So, Baz and Charlotte are currently surrendering. Kizza's still running for the alley, and Kurt Cobain hasn't moved.
Cobain.
Okay. So you two are surrendering, right? Hands up and everything.
I guess so.
The girl turns back to the kind of guards behind her and she goes, "Guards, arrest them." And this number 2, he climbs down off his horse and he makes his way over to you guys and he gets to Baz first and he just takes your arms. He ties them up and everything.
How tall is he?
Oh god.
He is a high elf. They're all
Yeah.
high elves.
Okay.
So
You have to be like bent down and be like.
he kind of has to, like, he, like, bends down a little bit just to tie you and stuff, but, like, he takes you by the back of the scruff of the neck and just starts to lead you over this way.
Okay.
And then the second one, the third one gets down off his horse and begins to do the same. Walks over to begin tying Charlotte's hands together.
I'm not happy with this.
You gonna go to jail.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm not surprised that Charlotte's going to jail.
So right now, because we are in initiative, I will move down the rounds now. So we'll skip over those. Baz, you surrendered for yours. Tavik, would you like to do anything?
Oh my gosh.
Dear Lord, that was on cue.
Tavik, would you like to do anything?
Oh my book.
Should we skip Tavik because they're trying to deal with dogs?
Sure. Shit. Charlotte would be next, but you've surrendered for yours.
Sad.
And then the 2 knights are tying you up. What's Shin doing in this
I'm trying
this
to
nice
figure that out.
little alley here?
Because they know that he's there.
Who? As in, like,
I'm
us?
trying to figure out, like...
No, the guard.
The guard?
I'm trying to figure
They
out...
might not know exactly where he is, but they'll know he's in the
He
city.
knows-
somewhere.
they know
They
he's
know
in the
he's
city.
part of this.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. One of the descriptions was of a dark elf, which is
And he's
not
probably,
gonna be
like,
difficult
pretty
to
much the
find.
only drow
Oh
in
yeah,
town.
no, definitely.
So, like, even if he disguised himself, he'd probably get spotted pretty quick. You know what? I'm going to do... It's probably a tiny bit out of character, but I wouldn't say almost because of his... He likes to keep his record clean. He'll actually step out and surrender. Hands up.
Okay.
Like here?
You see the girl, like, seeing you appear out of the alley, she, like, turns her focus to you, right? But, like, you're clearly surrendering and stuff, so she kind of lowers her staff again. She calls, guards, that one as well.
4?
4 will move over.
Wow.
Takes your hand, starts to tie them together.
I will say, Shin, it's kind of odd because, like, Shin kind of, like, at times seems like Rabble, but he's almost got a military edge to him, right? Where he's not talking, not saying anything, he's just kind of going with everything.
Okay, yeah.
He
Pleading
basically
the 5th here.
doesn't want to say anything incriminating.
What about
Man,
Kiza? What's happening with Kiza?
Oh boy. I have to decide. Because, like, on one hand, smart me is like, surrender, don't be stupid. But Kiza?
You see, I went with Shin doesn't respect the law, but he respects his ability to not be noticed in towns, right? And he can't do that if there's a bounty out for him in one town, right?
Did you drop that?
I have dropped my earring back in.
Yeah, okay.
That's on the floor.
I saw it fall, so.
I'm not moving because I'm scared. It's like, I'm gonna step on it.
Okay.
Found it.
Never
Okay.
mind, I can move now.
Would Kiza know that Flame would get the party in trouble?
Yeah, but does she care? I guess that's the question. Well, okay.
Kiza cares. Well, maybe not about this, but she does care.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Debatable.
Debatable.
Yeah, I guess she kind of just, like, she doesn't put her hands up, but she kind of just stops and crosses her arms and, like, gets, like, this pout on her face, and she's like, fine.
Okay, so you guys are surrendering.
Yeah.
Tavik, are you going to do anything?
He kind of wants to go up and ask the guards what's going on, because Tao wasn't there. They don't know he's back.
You could be like a witness and be cool for us. Be like, yeah, man, they didn't sell me drugs. That's the good thing.
That's true.
I was gonna say they sell me drugs. That's not what we want.
They sell me drugs. They're nice dudes.
Gave me a deal and everything.
Only $4.20.
Coupons.
420 coupons.
Okay. So you're going to approach the guard.
I'll wait until, like, everybody's, like, gathered up and not all over the place, and then go ask what's happening.
Is someone coming to get me?
They send, Kurt Cobain, seeing that you guys are all kind of, like, giving up. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. I'll hand myself in.
I think Ellie's here, actually.
Is Ellie here?
Ellie just got home, they're grabbing some stuff and then coming up here.
Okay, perfect. So we'll grab her in a second. So 5 will go around and arrest Kurt Cobain.
Is no one arresting me? I'm just...
Charlotte and Baz, the snare, the vines, go back into the ground, releasing you guys, and the 2 knights start to haul you over towards the horses. The one with Shin is also taking you back.
Do we get to ride on the horses?
You are slung over the backs of them.
Oh. Woo. I don't like this now. I thought it was
And
gonna sit
they hop up back onto their horses. 5 returning as well. The small girl approaches you, Kiza,
Oh no.
and she will be the one to tie your hands before leading you, pushing you towards the thing.
Okay, I would like to say at this point, Kiza just goes, I knew I fucking hated kids.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well.
Changed my mind. Where's that thing?
Well, so much for battle.
Starting to like kids?
So-
Yeah, no.
Rough map and stuff.
Starting to hate?
Well, because
You didn't have
Cool.
to panic for that.
So yeah, they sling you over the horse with the white armored man. And the girl walks beside you guys as they just trot off, and you guys go through. It's quite uncomfortable. You've been kind of haphazardly slung over the backs of these horses, but you are trotting through the city. You can see that people just walking up and down the roads, they're kind of like, they stop to watch. This doesn't seem to happen a lot. And you guys are led down to the piers,
Where's that?
into a the harbor,
Okay.
into a stop, in a small compound, and the gate rises to the compound. You guys are led inside. The compound gate closes, and it's like a barracks almost. There's a small stable to one side and a little building that's being put up to the other. And they the guards haul you off of the horses into the building. You pass through what looks like a front entryway into a larger room with a couple of holding cells. And they kind of open one up and toss you guys in. There doesn't seem to be anyone else in the jail.
are all of us in one cell?
You are all in one cell.
How big is the cell?
It's quite a large cell. It holds you guys enough.
No, I'm
30 by 20.
Yeah, because I'm more asking because Shin's claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, you guys are in like a 30 by 20. It's quite a large cell. But there's like some benches along the side and everything. There's 2 more of these cells. There's kind of one at the end and then 2 on the sides.
So it's like
And a small table in the center where 2 of the guards take a seat and begin to play a game of cards.
we have all of our stuff though.
No, you've been stripped of your things.
Oh, okay.
Your weapons are taken. Your bags are taken. You're left your clothing, though they do take your cloaks and
What about my poncho?
they leave your poncho. You're fine.
And do I also
I'm
still have
guessing-
my heart locket or no?
Do they take our armor?
Let me see how much they search you. They take your armor.
Yeah.
Your armor is good. Okay. If you'd like to roll a sleight of hand to see if you can hide any objects on you.
All of us? Can we all?
Yep.
Okay.
If you'd like to hide something, you have to roll for it.
What's Tabak doing?
That depends, Tavik. What are you
Nope.
trying to do?
He would have liked to follow the
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
You can follow them. Are you trying to stay hidden or
No,
no?
there's
Okay.
no reason
Okay,
to.
that's
You just kind of follow them. You see one of the guards at the back glances over his shoulder and stuff. Like they're aware you're following them,
What?
but what's your sleight of hand?
26.
I'm proud of mine. Well, I'm proud.
Fuck you, little gopher.
I got a 17, and Baz isn't great at that, so I'm proud.
I hope a plus 13.
Oh, because his items are too big, she wouldn't be able to hide anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
just
you're stripped.
I'm basically like,
Yeah, you've got your clothing, but they've taken your weapons and all the jewelry and stuff like that. Anything that can be used.
I'm just hiding my family emblem and the locket I got from Adron.
Okay.
Oh, and my black pearl.
Yep.
And the 5. Just the important stuff.
Yep.
That's small enough to be stashed.
Those are fine. You kind of have inside pockets that are sewn into your clothing at this point.
Would I've had to roll higher to hide my thieves' tools?
I'll allow it.
Yay!
You have, like, they take one pack of them, but you've got, like, a second one or, like, an inside pocket that's
Yeah.
sewn into your shirt.
Yeah. I'm a sneaky bitch. Fuck you.
I had my glasses.
What did you roll?
I didn't roll anything, but, like, I'm just wondering if they took it, because, like,
The
I had my
glasses?
glasses on, I had a necklace, and I was holding the pocket watch. I'm just wondering what out of those they
They
took.
would have taken the glasses and the pocket watch. They would have taken the necklace, probably. Unless you want to try and hide it.
Yes, please.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand.
Come on, you
I
got
don't
this.
think it's gonna work.
Oh,
Okay!
yeah!
Whoa. 17?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Baz?
What? I got a 17.
Okay, what do you want to hide?
I just lock it.
Just lock it? Yeah.
Wait. And 1 bar of soap.
Oh, God.
Okay, I lock it.
No. They, you two managed to kind of, like, hide the necklaces, just pawn them. Shin, your inside pockets galore.
Shin just hides everything.
Because you don't really have much places to hide things. But they do take your tools, your weapons, your bags, your cloaks, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, should I just make a temporary list of what I actually have on me? Because I have my thieves' tools.
Yeah. And you guys are left in this cell. And there's, like, a small barred window at the back of the cell at the top. You can smell the air coming through. It's not quite salt, but you can definitely smell the lake. Thank you. Is it mine now? You can smell the lake. You can smell fish off the piers and everything. You can't hear too much, and, like, the other cells are empty. But these two high elves in the guards, they've taken off their helmets and stuff, and they're just playing cards. The small girl, two of the other guards, and the knight have disappeared. They've left the two guards to escort you guys. You were sitting in a holding cell.
Oh, yay.
Tabik,
I have a feeling that's for me.
you follow them.
Oh, yeah.
You follow them down.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna fucking chew you out.
You follow them down to the waterfront. You
Fuck up
can
your shit.
see the gate close as they enter the compound and stuff, and you watch as your friends are dragged into the building. The two guards that were left outside take the horses to the stables, and the girl and the knight start, like, they seem to be talking to each other quickly. The guard salutes, heads off into the building, and then the girl turns and walks off to the left-hand side, away from the stables in the building, seeming to go towards the wall.
I'd like to go talk to the girl.
So the actual, like, compound, it's a walled area set against this kind of, like, the entire city is built on a slightly raised slope, kind of to almost cliff sides. They're not quite cliff sides because it's not mountainous territory by any means, but it is kind of built into the walls of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got kind of this walled-in area. It seems from what you can see that they seem to have their own site, like, pier with a one large boat currently stationed in it. But other than this main gate that is currently closed, there doesn't seem to be another entrance.
Boat?
Oh,
You
Boat?
just fucking got called out.
Boat?
Oh.
I want it.
If
Our
you want to
baby
roll me a
pet
perception,
was
you can
mad.
see if Kizza had spotted it on the way in.
Okay, wait, which one of these
Can
is
I
better?
try too?
Sure.
If you do, please tell me, baby. Where's my
18.
perception?
18? Yeah. So you caught sight of it. It's
12.
you hadn't seen much of it. You had caught sight. You know it's a ship, but you weren't quite sure what type of ship. You caught a little bit more of a glance. You'd have a little bit more time to see it. It didn't look like a fishing barge or like a transportation ship like trade would use. It seemed to be kind of like a higher make boat. But you couldn't make out any of the details. It had white sails, kind of white wood.
Very careful with him.
Okay, great. I tell the rest of them.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So you guys are kind of sitting in the holding cells, and Charlotte tells you about this boat.
What up? It's boat.
You want to rip me yet?
Oh,
Do you wanna
I don't
rip
know
me?
if I should do it yet.
Rip me a big one.
Before you do that, let's get to Tavik. What do you want to do? So the gate is closed.
Well, did the girl go off to the gate, or did she go off somewhere else?
She went off. She was heading towards the pier, by the looks of it. Towards the harbor inside of the territory that's the guards are currently stationed in. There seems to be a small. What are they called? A small seawall almost that guards off their side of the harbor.
Okay. I'd like to just go talk to anybody who's I can talk to.
Yeah. So there's a small kind of short and snivelly, kind of thin-looking guard who's kind of his armor's a bit too big, and he doesn't look like he's quite got the grasp on how to hold his sword yet. And he's kind of standing next to the gate, twiddling his thumbs. He kind of looks up as you approach, and he goes, or kind of straightens himself up and stuff, and he goes, "Halt! Who are you to approach the gates of the gods?"
I'm Havoc. I wanted to ask about those people who were just taken in. What happened there?
You can't. That is the business of the god. He takes a second, he's trying to right himself, his helmet is crooked, and he fixes it, right? And he kind of pushes it up because it keeps falling in his face and stuff. And he's kind of looking around wildly, he's not quite sure what he's supposed to do. He's like, you aren't. Turn around, citizen, and head back.
I know those people. I would like to know what happened. I will wait out here if you go ask somebody about it. I just want to know what happened. That is all.
Yeah, no. He glances around again, and then he goes through he takes out a set of keys and kind of unlocks a small door in the gateway, and he don't move. Don't move. And then he closes the door, and you can hear it click as it's locked again, and then you see him emerge back out in the thing, and he kind of looks around he's turning in circles trying to figure out where to go, and then he rushes into the main building.
I feel bad for him.
I love him.
I will stay on the ground and wait.
You want to flirt with that guard,
Cool.
Tessa?
Oh my god, okay.
Back to the holding cell.
Ready?
What's happening?
I haven't done this in a while. Not with a man, at least. Okay.
What the fuck?
No, I said you want to flirt with the guard, Tessa. I'm kidding. Only a little.
Only a little.
My
Are you gonna do something? Because if not,
It's a good time to do
Should
it
I do
now.
it?
It's a good time to do it. We're in the cell. I'm excited. I've been waiting a full week for you to do this. You told me last week.
Yeah, but you said you may not even be affected by it. So
It depends on how big it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say up until this point, Shin's probably been head down, silent, very rigid military posture. But he looks up and he looks straight at Baz.
Yeah.
And he kind of just goes, Baz?
Yeah.
I do not know the reasoning for your actions. I do not necessarily understand what brought you such despise of the race I come from. But I have spent 5 long years running from the connotations that my race brings. And I have done so because my parents did something so horrifying that I could not stomach the culture that I came from anymore.
So you... you abandon your duties?
No, I betrayed the trust of someone very close to me. And it has brought me a regret so large that I will spend the entirety of my life paying it back. And it is a debt I believe may only be repaid by my death.
Well, not to be a big downer, but you can do it any time if you want. You know, when I'm from, sacrifice is a big thing. Not to say that I want you dead. I think you're a great man sometimes. You know, getting stabbed in the back really hurts me quite a bit. But I don't know about your culture much. I know you guys are rude to my race. I assume I'm rude to yours, but you guys are freaking out and you're making me...
Stop. Let them be dramatic.
Sorry, I'm just like frantically typing this out.
But
Believe
you know,
me, I do not think it would be justified for me to kill myself.
it's not killing yourself, it's...
I did not wish to live through the trials that I went through in the Underdark, nor did I wish to live through the past 5 years. However,
Why didn't you
happen.
just stop fighting then?
My race has a particular trait.
Sorry, Reese is raising his eyebrows.
My race has a particular trait which I cannot control.
And what is that?
When we find ourselves in a situation which we find dire, where we may lose our lives, we often go, I believe the closest word in common would be feral, where we cannot control our own actions.
So like you stabbing me every single time I just say something, or being a pretty big dick to everyone?
Oh no, the stabbing you was on purpose.
Why?
I don't know if you've ever been punched in the genitals.
I have lots of times.
But that does not tend to elicit a kind reaction in my experience. However,
I could do it again, but don't stab me.
However, if this is how you wish things to be, I am not sure that things can continue as they are.
So, you'd split away from the party. Why is Baz Benham, you would split away from the party.
If I had to, for the safety of everyone else involved. Are you having fun over there?
Here. I'll put away my differences if you put away yours and we just... frenemies. We just...
I would
be dicks.
I would appreciate you not mentioning the stereotypes that come along with who I am. Again.
Okay, well...
There's a large banging on the cell. So one of the guards takes out his sword and just kind of whack, 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 whack. Hey, shut up in there!
What
We're
happened to
playing
fucking emotional
cards!
talk? Hey, he has a two of aces. Fuck. He has an ace and he has a king. Why don't you be a fucking fucktard and win the game already? We're having an emotional talk.
The other guard kind of like... And the one that's got his sword out is like... Steals his sword again. That's not fair. The fucking dwarf told you. The other one's like, no. I will. I have the cards. No, the dwarf fucking told you this. No, this is bullshit. No, you know what? I'm getting Willis. He's going to straighten this out. And he gets up and he leaves. You're now stuck with the one guard. He's counting it. He's like shoveling the small pile of coins in.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks,
Now
dwarf.
let me have an emotional talk with my bro over here.
Hey, I ain't got no two shits with it.
Okay, also, if you ever want to win a card game, the kings have a little dot on the back of the cards. You want to look for those.
Wait, actually?
No.
Oh, well, Reese, do
In Fantasyland, this happens.
okay, do Kizza and I hear this stuff?
Yeah.
You guys are
You
in-
guys are
you guys are
sitting,
like right
like-
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
but
like
I don't know if
sitting
it's
down on the
quiet
bench
or
in the
not.
center, and you guys are like standing like a couple of feet. You're that distance
I'm-
apart from
I'm
each other,
sitting
right?
in
You're
the
just kind of
corner,
like
so I don't know.
awkwardly sitting next
No,
to them.
we'll probably be talking like this.
Okay, I'm like just sitting in the corner. I'm just like Baz. He means stop being fucking racist.
I'm not racist. Are you racist? I don't go around saying, oh man, I wish, all the halflings would die. They're very nice people. And sometimes elves are dicks. Like this one.
That's literally being racist.
Are you racist?
I
Okay,
don't say stuff like that.
Anyway,
I'm-
get out. Don't shut your ears. We're talking.
Why am I... Can't be fast today, apparently.
The elf guard that had left comes back through the door, and he kind of he puts a hand on the corner and like leans in and stuff. He's like, "Hey, Bruce, the new kid. What the fuck's his name? Sid something. He says there's some stupid fucking fire dude standing outside the gate asking for entrance." And Bruce looks up and he's like, "The fuck? No, man, I'm seeing this shit." And he gets up and he goes and, as last thought, he turns around and he's like, "Don't fucking, break out or some shit while I'm done. Man, I'm, this close to retirement."
How old are you? You look like you're 2.
He's an elf.
And
Well,
Baz
that's
is
fucking
fucking
rude.
racist.
No, it's very
He
nice.
turns
You
around
very
and his
nice.
socks back
You
on.
have very nice skin.
Cops.
Ew! Some guy said that to me. He's like, "You're very nice kid."
Sorry. Look, if you help me,
Can I roll
be
perception
nice.
and
Let
see
me
what's
tell
around?
you my side of the story with these
Okay.
Stroud, and you tell me yours. You tell me your side with dwarves.
20.
And I'll tell you mine.
Not that, but
We can
Oh,
just.
Does
say
Shin
ours.
has ever... No, Shin's not old enough to have gone on raids.
You
No.
would have been,
I've
it would have
never
happened within
attacked
one.
another race.
So I gotta tell you.
You get to tell me your story, but Shin has never attacked another race.
Well, real quick, I will tell you why I have.
I'm gonna just quick stop you
Fuck
here
off,
because
Reese.
Kiss is doing stuff. And you guys are gonna take a long time
Okay.
for this. Right? And she's doing stuff while you're doing it. So you take a minute to look around. There's kind of the discarded card game. They've got a deck out. There's a pile of a couple of coppers on the table. You kind of jiggle the bars of the window that don't move, and you jiggle the door and stuff. It seems it's locked, quite obviously, but it's not the greatest of doors, I guess. There's kind of on the end of one of the walls is kind of one of those knife carvings where it's got there's a little chip of metal that someone's broken off one of the benches and is used to carve the little tally marks for days and stuff. It seems to be about 7.
39 days.
There's like a Bob was here. There's a couple of those sorts of stuff.
Bob was here?
Yeah.
Well, that's my boy. That's my fucking boy.
I'm Talbot.
There's a bucket in one corner that's it don't smell too great.
Okay.
It's probably the pissing bucket. It's not the best bucket. There's also, there's a small slot kind of at the bottom of the door where it can kind of be swung open to push probably a tray of food or something in. But other than that, there's not too much. The benches are kind of rickety.
Oh my god.
What?
Is that you?
Yeah.
I go over. Okay. So you said there's a bucket?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Pissing bucket.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
It's not full of anything. It just kind of stinks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still gross.
The pissing bucket.
Possibly Baz's helmet now.
Yeah, if you're not careful, watch yourself, son.
Yeah.
Eat my penis.
Whoa.
Okay?
No.
Okay. So, there was a shard of metal on the ground that you could, like, write stuff.
Yeah, it's a small shard. It's like it. You can maybe fashion a shank out of it, but it wouldn't do too much damage. Seems more. It's just like a splinter thing, like chipped off one of these benches to carve stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna be like, anyone got a really powerful god or goddess?
Whistles.
Charlotte slowly raises their hand.
Do they have a certain symbol?
Are you gonna try and summon a fucking god? Because I think we need more than that.
No. Don't worry about it.
For what?
I point to a blank space on the wall. I just want to try something.
You want to talk to Istis.
Not talk.
You're trying to draw power?
What do you want to fucking do?
Hey, I'm not gonna do anything. I don't know the symbol.
Roll for persuasion.
In the meantime, you guys can continue with your chit chat, I guess.
Are you gonna tell me your story?
I am. One second. I just got king shamed.
Well, that's nothing new.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Jason, I'm
Okay.
watching the chat. Come on.
No, hold on.
Jason's arguing with Alec in chat.
I got king shamed and I didn't
Okay,
like it.
tell
Sorry.
your fucking story.
Yeah.
So, how old are you? You like Elvish 20, Elvish 15?
I guess by human standard, I would be considered about 18.
And Dwarvish, let's do math. Oh, okay. You're like 58.
I'm 97 by elf standards.
Wow, I'm older than you by like a lot. I'm like 2 whole years.
What? You're 2 years older than
No, I'm 143.
Why the fuck?
I said I'm like 2 whole U's.
2 whole years?
Oh, I heard 2 whole years.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I was like, what the fuck?
Dwarves make the best of their lives.
Yeah, apparently.
Married and kids already. Married, kids, divorced.
Fuck off.
You see, do you know Yakin?
Do you know Yakin?
Do I know Yakin? I don't think I would. Because I'm Central City, right?
Yeah.
I'm off from...
Do you know about the, is that Greymore Mountains?
Yeah. Greymore. You would have heard of Greymore. Yeah.
I've heard of the Greymore Mountains.
Have you ever come up from the surface?
Until the day I left, I had never been above the surface.
Ever been to like, well, a dwarven city or town area?
You exited out of
I
one of
exited
the
out by Dryer.
tunnels near. Let me pick
Oh
up.
no, it's by that... Yeah.
It is close to one of the cities.
Yeah.
But it is not technically a dwarven city.
Oh, is it what I think you're talking about, Reese?
It is the same one that you had exited out, Truick.
Trick.
You came out near Truick, so you would have been close to the same area that Baz would have exited.
So I've been, but I think I've only mostly been to elven cities, right?
Yeah, Elven City is a couple of the Somerset cities.
Well, ever since I've been alive before me, there's been breaches to the Underdark, and the people who come up from there are not the greatest. I lost a lot of friends from raids from, I don't want to say your people, but your people. Leading lots of creatures that I've never seen. I lost my dear uncle.
Could I have my...
Can we have the fucking Benjamin family tree here, please?
I lost my
We'll just
uncle,
clean this map
Hold
up.
on, you have to face the microphone.
Brenkin,
Do you want me to
and
everything?
most of my siblings, actually. Some of my siblings. 1, 2, 3, 4 of my siblings in a raid. Oh, they were trying to be peaceful with their people. And it's been a very long time since you're come up, you destroy families and towns and relationships, and you just don't seem to care. And that might not be you, but that's what I have so far.
Can I improv some of Shin's backstory?
Fucking go for it, man.
Okay. Oh, but I don't know if I want to tell him the big thing.
Don't. You don't have to.
If
you want, they can leave.
It's literally the most depressing part.
They
That's
can leave.
true, I could leave.
Everyone
But I'm
can leave.
taking this all out. So.
so they would hear it.
Everyone would leave.
No, I'm gonna start with when I was about 13 years old was the first time my older brother tried to kill me. He was obviously not successful. A few years later, he killed I guess he would have been my third oldest brother, though my second was already dead, killed by my eldest brother's hand. Can I have the fucking
not the
names
ruler.
on my family tree?
I was trying to go.
High five family trees.
Bella's getting it.
Okay. Yeah.
You're so small.
Yes. Okay. Now to see if I can pronounce any of these. Yeah. I was 13 years old when my brother, El Catherine, tried to kill me for the first time. I'll give you the names after. Just put, like, E.
Yeah.
That was after the death, a few years before the death of my brother, Rakavan, what would have been the third eldest of my brothers. Luckily, the attempt was unsuccessful, and I spent years after that going through the regular male drow upbringing.
What is that? I actually have no idea about your culture.
So, drow priestesses have a whip.
We'll pause
Did you
it
just
there.
not? Yeah, we're just gonna pause it with the fucking whip.
Or, you know what? Yeah, no, you guys go and then we'll go to Tabak quick.
They have a whip. Pause it there.
Could I not have, like, explained what the whip was?
And now you can think of what you're going to say.
I know what the whip is.
Okay, well,
Go
fine.
ahead.
We'll let them explain the whip first.
Because I don't want to just leave it with they have a whip.
I mean,
This whip is generally headed with 3 poisonous snakes.
And we'll stop it there.
Yeah.
I'll just...
No.
Oh my god, he just texted that as you said it's two
Yeah.
poisonous snakes.
It's 3 poisonous snakes that move on their own.
Okay.
Oh.
Kiz
You
and
can
Charlotte.
leave if you want.
Huh? No,
Sorry, just corrected to that love
I'm
on
just
their
gonna
own.
leave it. We're about to get
They
into
do love on their
Charlotte's.
I don't know where we ended off.
I was
You
like,
rolled
It's
persuasion.
Coinage
Yeah.
is probably 5
and it
or
didn't
so.
work well.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
You will be
Do
hot.
you want to hear the plan first?
Okay.
Okay. I put my hand on Charlotte's shoulder.
Okay, we're just like in the corner, and you probably gotta kneel down for this. I'm like curled up in the
Yeah.
corner.
I'm like,
Kiz
Buddy,
is like
listen.
crouched next to you.
Yeah.
buddy, listen. We're already in it pretty rough. I mean, we're in a jail cell. Like, obviously shit's kind of going down. So I figured if they knew that a few of us have some very powerful people supporting us, they might.
we were both of us are like,
it won't really work because it's not an elven pantheon, and we're in an elven city.
Elves don't give a shit about the other gods.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about the other gods. Unless you have someone from an elven pantheon. And I know I definitely
Charlotte?
couldn't use mine because both of mine are.
You got something to say, buddy?
Dark
I
Soul
don't
Drink.
know. I don't know. Yeah, this is, oh, shit, no, it wouldn't. Okay. This is an elven pantheon. I mean, it... What did I just say?
I don't know. Is that English?
I don't know.
Okay, try again. Take 2.
Oh. I may have something in my bag that could help with that.
Your bag would have been taken away, wouldn't it have?
It was taken. It would have.
So you need your bag.
I need my bag.
Can we see where our items are?
They're currently kind of on the opposite wall next to the door. They've been kind of piled up.
So I'm assuming this cell, like, the bars touch the roof, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck.
Wall to wall, floor to roof.
Is it like a metal cell, I'm assuming?
Yep.
What type of metal?
Roll me an investigation.
Okay, fuck. This is gonna be horrible. Ready, guys? 9, so no. I don't know.
It's silverish,
Okay.
color-wise, like a gray. You can't be sure. I may regret this. Can I blink? You can.
Come on.
Oh,
Not
20. Okay, yeah, you blink. Same room and everything.
Buddy. I
I
fucking love you.
forgot about that. I was like, do I have like mage hand or something? It is the same room and everything. It's kind of like there's a slight glow to the bars. They seem to have some sort of incantation to kind of keep prisoners held still and steady. Roll me a perception check.
Come on, buddy.
17 plus 5, 22. Okay. Other than this magical effect that is currently on the bars, and they're on the window bars as well, you see, like, faint traces of magic, almost. Like someone has... It looks like smoke or like a light fog, almost. It's kind of, like, flowing in from the outside through the corridor, kind of. You see there's kind of a trace of magic on your bags and stuff. Other than that, not too much. It's a smoke? Kind of. It's like the magical footsteps equivalent. Right? It's kind of like a light fog almost. Like you can't properly see it. You can tell that it's there though. It's easier to pick up the trace. So are you saying that like somebody has blinked before, like in either someone with a high concentration of magic has passed through recently, or someone with a lower concentration of magic has spent a lot of time in this area.
It's fucking Bob.
Can I just like shout into the void, just like hello? It's like, is anybody there? You know? Okay. There's no real response. And then you see kind of scuttling its way down the corridor is what looks like a squirrel. It is totally green.
It's not a squirrel.
You go salmonella.
It's a green squirrel. It's got two kind of dark black eyes like normal. There's a ring of gold around them, kind of like a small ring of gold in the center of the eyes, and it kind of scuttles around up one of the chairs and kind of perches on the table, kind of leans its head, kind of like chirps at you.
Is it blinked?
It's an ethereal plane.
I have an idea of what this ship might be. If I'm right about guessing what's called the ship.
Excuse me,
But I'm not there!
would you be able to grab something for me quickly?
It tilts its head the other way.
I point at my bag.
Okay, yeah. It kind of glances at you, glances back at the bag, chitters a second.
One thing in it, only. A scroll case. Can you get that for me?
It chitters, kind of leans. It's like standing on its hind paws, kind of like swaying back and forth. And then it climbs down the table, and it skitters underneath the chairs and stuff, and over to your over to the bags and stuff. Starts to nose around in them. You see it's kind of playing around. It darts into Baz's bag and drags out a small pouch of soap. And it kind of like drags it to the end, looks up at you.
Oh.
Say no. That's not what. Try again.
I point at my bag specifically.
The satchel.
Okay.
Please open it.
It drags the soap back over to the thing. It doesn't put it back in the bag. You guys have just watched the soap bag just move across and move back.
Holy fuck shit, it's ghosts!
There's a rustling in the bags and stuff. You see Charlotte's pouch open up as the small squirrel kind of dives in there. And it like moves around and kind of like shakes for a little bit, and then it starts dragging out this large scroll case and begins to drag it over to you. What scroll cases do you have in your bag?
It's a scroll case that I got, when we were at
The
the
nice lady
Valinor's.
gave us stuff.
Yeah.
You have the Junos scroll case?
No. That's
Or is that in Charlotte's?
somebody else has that.
That's in. I think that's in Kiss's bag.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which scroll
Because
case
we
do you have?
separated all of the items.
You had to tell me personally.
I think it's in there.
Oh.
Wink. Wonk.
Okay.
Is Charlotte
Give me your
leaving?
sheet.
Oh no, I don't have it
You
on
don't
the
have
sheet.
it in your sheet?
No, but you just told me, like,
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
can you text it to me, please?
I mean, I'll just,
God, I love
that's
Charlotte.
all it is. That's all you said. The bottom one.
Oh, that thing. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what scroll case do you have? So it's a small one.
Okay.
It's about the size of a small ballpoint pen almost. And it kind of like holds it up towards you, like it turns around. It doesn't make its way all the way back over. It kind of like holds it there, tilts its head.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it skitters back over. You guys are seeing a floating scroll case. It moves across, dumps it just outside of the bars, and then sits back and looks at you.
Thank you.
Can you reach it?
Yeah, can I reach that?
Please,
Just outside of gas.
Just a little bit further.
The squirrel sits back on its haunches and puts out a hand.
Oh, what's paid?
Oh no, I don't have anything.
Ammo.
I don't have my ammo on me.
Oh, that's right.
Do you have anything on you?
Do we see the hand?
No,
You can't see the squirrel.
It's a squirrel paw that's blinked.
What do you have on you?
You could tell it to go through somebody else's bag and take their
Baz.
money.
Hey Baz, how much soap do you have?
3 soap bars left. 3 regular soap, 1 mountain soap, and 1 sea soap.
How much,
Can I let him have a bar of soap?
The
You're
regular
gonna
ones,
give
yeah.
the squirrel.
the thing that you went in before, you can take one of the regular ones.
He kind of like nods back and forth, and then it reaches a paw down, pushes the scroll case just within your grasp, turns around, opens the bag, comes out, and it is holding a green bar of soap, just one of the regular ones, and it kind of skitters over to the doorway, turns around, winks, and as it goes, it shifts as it turns around. And standing in the doorway is a small child.
Me and Danny were like giving each other the look.
Yeah.
He's got like kind of like a light shimmery green skin, longer, darker green skin hair. That's kind of like braided and it's got flowers in it and stuff. It's wearing a small, like what looks like a pelt of some sort over its body and stuff, and it's got the bar of soap in one hand, these long kind of blackened fingernails that have been kind of carved to claws almost, and as it like turns, it shifts into this kid, and it begins to walk away.
Sorry, that was Charlotte's voice. Can I just roll a history check and see?
You can try.
Thank you for laughing because I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
Shout Alec.
That's an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
You have a hint of like recognition, like you don't know whoever this squirrel kid is,
Okay.
but you do have like a slight memory of kind of during your time on the sea serpent, that
okay.
kind of hawk kid reminds you of that in a way.
The kid that saw me stealing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it all
you
the
don't
time?
recognize?
Every time you meet these kids, you're stealing something.
No, it's just the one kid, apparently. Okay, great. I
suggest after this we should stop.
I go back into the corner and I blink, so.
Okay.
I mean, I unblink.
Okay. So you guys watch as the scroll case gets, like, it moves forward slightly, and then it disappears, and then Charlotte reappears in the corner holding the scroll case.
Oh, man.
I look at you and I'm like, that's my boy!
And we'll take a short break here.
Yeah.
So join us. We'll be back up in about half an hour. More stuff to happen, more things to do. See you then, guys.
Wait.